Hi, here's a quick video on email. So your book gives a lot of great information, but I just wanted to add a little bit to that. So when we talk about email, first of all, a couple of things. Number one, it's essential in business. It serves as a written record of what's going on, and you're going to need to do it. You might add to it with a personal conversation, of course, but the email itself is important to have. Second, when we talk about email in this class, we're not, of course, some of the things we talk about apply to all emails, but specifically we're talking about maybe more substantial emails. Emails where you're trying to convey new information or you want someone to do something or change something or spend money, right? Something that's a little more substantial than I set up the meeting for 2 o'clock, right? I mean, those are important too, but we're talking about a little more substantial ones. So a few lessons or a few things to remember. Number one, make sure you have a clear, a nice little opening, nice little closing. Doesn't have to be super elaborate, but just, put something on there. Make sure you have a signature. You can make up a phone number and a email, whatever you want. For the body of the email, smaller paragraphs is better, right? So in other words, you shouldn't have a huge block of text anywhere in your email. Break up your information into paragraphs. You could have a paragraph that's just a sentence sometimes. So, kind of get that breakup. Have a little white space in there, right? So maybe the paragraphs are single space and in between are double. You don't have to indent paragraphs in an email, especially if you put that space in between them, though you can. But for business writing, we don't really always bother with that. Your language should be professional, but not super professional and not super casual, right? So it's kind of, imagine you're writing to someone that is a colleague, not a friend, but it isn't an academic either. I always say you want to aim for the $3 words, right? We don't need $5 words. We don't necessarily need $1 words. Though I would if I was going to go anywhere, I guess I'd go a little more $1, though not slang, obviously. But so, if you're writing, and you can say that it's inexpensive, or costs less. We don't have to say that it's cheap. But we don't also have to say that we're being frugal either, So just kind of aim for that middle ground with your language. Watch your punctuation and be careful with your grammar. A few little slip-ups, not a huge deal, but it really does matter when it comes to how people perceive you and your intelligence, as sad as that is. So, take a close look at that. And then lastly, with the actual content of your email, start with the most important information. Always assume, this is the best lesson I got for business writing, which is always assume that for every sentence you add, you lose readers. In other words, people are going to get called away, things are going to happen, they're going to get distracted the longer and the more you're adding. So the first sentence or two should have all the essential, bottom line information for your email. And then everything after that is just kind of supplementing and adding detail to that. You want to add enough detail, right, that they understand what you're talking about, but not so much detail that they can't, comprehend it, right away. There's going to be times for that, but an initial email introducing a topic like we are practicing here wouldn't be that time. So you want to give them enough information that they're interested, that they feel like, well, this is actually worth exploring. And then your closing can be, let's set up a meeting to further discuss this, right? And I can give you more information on it. So give them enough that they're interested, but not so much that they are overwhelmed and they're like, okay, I'll look at this later, and then they don't look at it later, all right? Okay, I hope all of that helps you, and I can't wait to read your emails.